Here we go. Recently, someone told me to go do fornication to myself after I made this video about Benny Johnson.
As he's loading a shotgun with a tampon in his crotch.
The video wasn't anything out of the ordinary. I was simply pointing out that Benny, like so many others, is a state media lackey shilling for the Trump administration by lying about the misdeeds of Democrats and immigrants and black people and homeless people and especially homeless black people. Because Benny wants this current fascist, white Christian nationalist MAGA movement to continue marching the United States into a Russia-like dictatorial-style oligarchy. This is my usual shit. My main point was that Benny is worried that high gas prices caused by the war in Iran will cost his beloved oppressive movement the midterm elections this November. And he thinks that because Benny knows that old saying, if you give them bread in circuses, they'll never revolt. In this case, the they is the voters in deep red rural counties who need to be motivated to get out to the polls, stand in line all day because mail-in ballots are, of course, for commies, and vote MAGA. And the bread in circuses in this case is cheaper gas, owning the libs, AI memes, and the promise to protect them from things they fear. Democrats, immigrants, blacks, LGBTQs, and college-educated women. And instead of saying they won't revolt, we say they won't remember the overt corruption, the unprovoked war, the rape, and the pedophilia. So, save them $1 at the pump, amuse them with memes and dancing, tell them white heritage and the American way are being intentionally erased, and because they're dumb hicks, they'll forget about the rest, right? Right. Anyways, I hit publish, and the all-powerful YouTube algorithm decided it was going to promote my Benny Johnson video to people who were going to hate it, which in turn gave me a hilarious and interesting result in the comments section. Now, of course, I can't help but think it's funny that I did my best to lay out my argument and then these dorks got all charged up on in-group, out-group dynamics and they just had to say something. But more importantly than making ignorant sycophants blow their lids, this turned out to be an insight, like a case study into the mind of the minions of my adversary, which is why I'm sharing it. Because I think there are people like me who don't mind a heated debate, who think that old bullshit about don't talk about politics and religion is a bitch-ass way to live. And like me, some of you might find yourselves in a deep red rural part of the country, surrounded by square-toed boots and Gadsden flags and 1776 bumper stickers and just a whole lot of MAGA merchandise. And yet, even though you grew up with these people, and maybe you got a safe with some guns in it, and maybe you like sports, and hey, you like country music, and you think big trucks are badass. You look around at the people in your community, and you can't help but wonder, how the fuck did you all end up so fucking stupid and ignorant and mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like people say socialism is ruining the country and then they drop their kids off at a public school, right? That public school is all that kid's got. God, dude, his parents are stupid. You know what I mean? There's like 12 black families in town and they're all good people. But then you got a gaggle of these white boys together, pump some keystones into them, and they start talking about how the South's gonna rise again. And I'm not from the South. I'm from the North. I'm rural North.
Trump all day. Trump 2020, motherfucker.
And if you're really like me, then you're sick in the head because you think you can fix these people. So that's what this is about. This is a look into what we are up against. Let me just read a few. Let's start with some light ones. Stupidest content ever. You're a moron. You're a moron. You speak out of your ass and you have no clue. California is a shithole. Lefty suck dong. Wow. 20 minutes of TDS. Who or what is that photo of the woke Mexican? And there are a lot of these like visceral reactions. There was, I don't know how many comments, 70 plus comments. And because it's the internet, there were a lot of slurs like this. Fuck all leftist parasites. All you slurfer gays can eat shit and be put in a box and sent to Mexico. Then there's this one, which is too nasty for me to read, but it's in the comments of the Benny video if you really want to see it. It's about me being a cuck, and it involves me cleaning something out with my mouth. It was written by this guy, Tanzania, who, judging by the grammar and the content, has spent more time, and I mean a lot more time, watching porno rather than reading books. Then we've got this comedian, James Wheaton, who calls Renee Good, Renee Food, which is just a terrible burn. I mean, that's worse than the Democrats. Then naturally, James repeats some propaganda that he's been programmed to say, calling immigrants illegal alien invaders. Hey, you sound like Stephen Miller, James. I wonder why that is. Then there are my favorites, the people who seem to think that I'm actually associated somehow with the global elite because they don't get that the name of my channel is poking fun at gullible, tinfoil hat people who are scared of everything they don't understand, which is most things. Like Rick. Rick's a Rothschilds rule the world conspiracy type guy, and he accuses me of having a wallet full of blood money. I wish, dude. God, where do I even get blood money? He doesn't like my goat logo because, Satan is so scary. He says Benny is an independent newscaster when Benny is actually an unofficial state media propagandist, as we all know. And Rick thinks my role is to be described in history books as the biggest monster the world has faced up to now. Well, I guess you can't change your destiny, can you? And finally, Rick says my claim to fame is 250,000 British girls, which probably has something to do with some kind of perversion and human sacrifice involving children, because a lot of these conspiracy weirdos, they like to spend their time dreaming up disgusting things to do to little kids and then pretending that somebody famous is doing them.
That's just nasty.
Okay, and we might as well do some debunking, because other than spreading propaganda for the demonic pedos in the London financial district, that's what this channel's all about. So we have this guy, Kenneth. He says that most of the money for gas is tax, and that's not true. Even in California, if you add up state and federal tax and you include fees for environmental programs, which some people do consider a hidden tax, it only comes to about 30% of the total cost. And as the price of oil goes up, this percentage goes down. And in some states, state and federal taxes only amount to about 40 cents. We're talking states like Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, the racist states. Just kidding. So, there you go. If you're a hopeless optimist who thinks they can talk friends and family off the ledge and bring them closer to reality, this is what we're dealing with. These people are dumb. They're emotional, they're mean, and they're easy to manipulate. So that's it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and become a paid member. My name is Greb Kared, your ally in the fight against disinformation. Oh!